Yeah, I bet you thought I was done. When it comes to this rap shit, I am second to none. I'm just trying to get millions, fuck trying to have fun. And if you talk about numbers, mine is probably is one. And if you're not from East Cleveland.
So welcome back to another video, guys. Today's something light, just a little Q&A. Because I did promise to answer your questions, so I have to get to it at some point. After this video, I'm gonna roll another one on my Instagram immediately, so you guys can keep the questions rolling in. And obviously you probably have more since I've now released like 2 videos, but don't worry guys, slowly but surely. It's actually harder than it seems with the YouTube thing, but yeah, we're trying. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so how much does it cost to run my car? The cost to run my car is a difficult one now, you see, because obviously owning, like, having the 845S at 19 isn't exactly cheap. So aside from what I bought it, running costs, so let's say insurance, it's gonna set you back minimum 7 grand a year if you live in the area that I do for insurance, minimum. Now my insurance quote is close to around 8,000 a year. I did get ridiculous quotes such as 22k and upwards of that. I think at one point it was ridiculous, like there's been a 60k quote. But anyways, yeah, managed to get it down now to around 8k. And that's with like, what, 2 years of driving experience. Yeah, just over 2 years actually, 2 years and a few months. Which isn't too bad actually, and I'm quite thankful for that. Before that, on my A35 and my Golf, they were significantly cheaper, but at the same time, they're not an A45S, so that is understandable. Tips to get insurance down. Oh, sorry, I didn't even finish the last question. Fuel-wise, I fill it up with E5, you're looking at around £65 minimum for a full tank. That's minimum. I think the most I've ever spent on fuel at one go is around £80, 82. That fuel station was quite expensive though. £65 minimum for full tank. How often does a full tank last me? Well, I like to drive my car. I drive my car a lot, so I'd say a full tank will last me roughly 5 days max, before then I have to fill up again, because obviously you know it's bad to let your car go really low on fuel because of all the dirt at the bottom of the fuel tank. So if you do already do that, I'd avoid it. What other? So I actually had an incident regarding my front left tyre, which I'm going to display on the screen right now. Where essentially it came off the rim, and I actually thought my car was fully broken, like gone there, but thankfully it wasn't. To replace all 4 tyres, because I did realise all 4 tyres were quite old, which like they were literally the ones from factory. To replace them it was around 1,200. So if you're looking to track it, which I will be, look out for that video come September. I know it's a while away, but stay tuned. I may even get this on a track earlier before then, just to practice. Yeah, so if you're looking at full set of tyres, around 1,200 from Mercedes themselves. I'm sure you can get it cheaper elsewhere, but I run Pilot Sport 4s on these, which aren't really cheap. They're not the most expensive you can get, but they aren't cheap. I haven't had to replace my brakes yet. I haven't had to do a full service yet, and I haven't had to do a minor service yet. So I'll probably put some figures up here, roundabouts now, just to display how much they are, let's say, if I were to. Other running costs. So you've got fuel, insurance, covered servicing, anything went wrong with the car. Gearbox issue, I had a gearbox issue. It wasn't major, engine light did come up. However, it was only electronic, where the gearbox needed recalibrating. They said that it went out of tune. So then, because I did find that I had like a transmission malfunction warning on the dash, which is like, that was quite scary the first time. I thought my car broke on me, and I only had 3rd gear. Turned it off, turned it back on, it was all fine again. Gearbox issues, the only thing I've had. I took it to Mercedes because of that, charged me 200 for diagnostics, and did the gearbox issues, free of charge. Other than that, nothing else. Also did get some new AI glasses, which are absolutely amazing. And I need to get some really good clips of those because I'm sure you guys would love to see that. I'll spam TikToks and Instagram reels with that. So, longest drive I've been on.
The Welshman's from London though.
The longest drive I've been a passenger on was London to somewhere in Germany. London to somewhere in Germany. I think that was around 15 hours. So, but longest drive I've been on personally, like drove, I'd say it's either London to Exeter or London to Stoke, really. 3.5 hours. Not that long. I don't know. I do like long drives though. I'd put a lot of miles on this car. What is a good first car? What is a good first car? So my first car is actually over there in the corner. I'll probably show it, display it. I want to do a video of my first car, what it feels like to drive my first car after having my A45S. And good first car I'd say is a Vauxhall Astra. I'd say that because I had it, but the equivalent to like a Vauxhall Astra, so like your Ford Fiestas, and if you're looking smaller, you got your Citroen C1s, your Toyota Aygos, you know what I'm saying? Like something that's really cheap to run, that you can build a good insurance thing with, has a decent amount of power and it's nippy enough. I could do a whole video on good first cars, like, because you've got loads of choices, like the Suzuki Swift, but some of you don't really like the styling of Japanese cars, so it's a bit difficult. Obviously, I mean, I wouldn't advise a BMW 1 Series, but there they are. I'd say the newer shape more than the older shape. The newer shapes are fine in terms of reliability and running costs, but the older shapes, I don't really think it's worth it. I think you'd just be buying it for the badge at that point. Yeah, good first cars, it just depends on your budget really, but something that's reliable and I'd say insurance group below 12. Any alternatives to the A45S I'd suggest? If you're looking for a Mercedes, to get your first AMG, get the A35. I had the A35 as my first AMG before I had an engine misfire on it, and honestly it was one of the best cars I've ever driven. And that was me going into like my first performance car. Because obviously like, I did performance because some people might come in, you know, the internet trolls will be like, oh, it's not a performance car, it's slow. Well, it's not slow, it's got 300 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. But like, yeah, it's not the A45S or the RS3 or a G80 M3 or an RS6, yeah, for sure, I understand that. But for your first AMG, the A35 is one of the best cars you could actually buy. Obviously pre-facelift, they had cylinder head problems, which was what actually happened to mine, which led to the purchase of this. I could do a story time on how I actually ended up at this, because it took me from the Golf to the A35 to the A45S. So yeah, you're looking A45S money. New shape Golf Rs, I've heard they're really good. I've actually test drove a Golf R. It was really good, but I felt like it was a lot softer than this car. In a sense, it wasn't as hardcore. Like this car keeps me on my toes 24/7 because you could say that it wants to give you a good thrill. Golf R, I feel like it didn't really have that. I really want to drive an RS3 though, really do. Sorry, oh my. I like to ramble a lot. Anyways, good alternatives: A35, Golf R, RS3. If you're looking like money alternatives. Cheap alternatives, yeah, A35, Golf R, or I'd actually recommend you looking at Seats. I really like Seat Cupras. So I know it's not Seat Cupra, but like Cupra Rs. They're really nice cars. They sound good and they look good. I think they're like really good looking cars and they go good. They're quite fast. But yeah, those are good alternatives. What's one person or celeb in the car community you'd want to meet? Matt Watson. I really want to meet Matt Watson because like I've just always watched his like car reviews since forever. Like since when he didn't have so many grey hairs, that kind of long. He's just a cool guy, to be honest. Like I love his car collection. I love his taste in cars. Who else would I like to meet? Doug DeMaria is nice, like, but he's you wouldn't really know him if you're not in America or like in touch with the American side. Shmi, Matt Armstrong. I'm naming names probably you guys would know here. I'm trying to think like off the top of my head, because I probably will not mention someone who I actually really want to see, just because like it's not coming to mind now. Who else? Obviously I've met Tommy Music, that's why I'm not saying it, but like most of you would have been like, oh, what about Tommy? I've met Tommy Music, I've met Max Haftavani, who else? Misha Charadin, the guy who does like the laps around the Nürburgring, which is a really famous racetrack in Germany. Might be going there in September. Look out for that video. What made me want to start socials for my car? Because I always love filming cars, videoing cars, like expressing my love for them. So I thought like, why not just start like content about it? And this is like a car. I always see cars like, because my whole like page on social media is just cars. Like all I do is view cars, but I'm like, I'd actually love to show some appreciation to my car by posting it, and also like car content in general and places that I go to see. Because I'm the kind of guy where it's like, I have pictures, but like I don't really share them with anyone. But then I do understand it's for me at the end of the day, but it would be nice to actually share where I go to and whatnot with people. So that's what made me want to start it. And obviously my friends really did encourage me to, because they're like, you like cars a lot, you always talk about them. Like, why not start this? So I do appreciate them for that as well. Big shout out to them. My dream car is an RS6. My dream car currently is an RS6. However, I don't have a dream car because there's multiple cars that like, I'd like as my dream car, you could say. I don't know how to phrase it, but my dream car will always change, because like when something comes out, it's like wow, like you want to test drive this. But my dream car to currently drive would be an RS6. Obviously, okay, let's say dream hypercar now. Yeah, dream hypercar, I'd say is a Bugatti Veyron, because like I grew up from young always wanting to even like get near the car and like sit inside it. Also the new Koenigsegg CC, I think 850 that just came out. Unreal. I'm gonna show a picture up on it, but like the mechanics about that car, about how it can be a 9-speed automatic, but also a gated, manual 6-speed at the same time. I don't know, like CVK, fair play to you. That's insane. Can you guys actually picture that? You have manual and automatic in the same car that can work seamlessly and so smoothly. That's ridiculous. What car will you next be looking at getting? G80 M3. I am coming for you. G80 M3. I'm saying it now. That car has me feeling a certain type of way, because I just love the G80 M3. I don't know why, but I just do. And I think it's such an amazing, awesome, epic car that it's just... At first, do you know what? I actually hated this, like the new grille. I was like, what is BM? But now I think they're one of the most beautiful cars. I love the colors they come in. I like the way they sound once you've done some aftermarket modifications, because our factory, every car sounds a bit, but yeah. As a young person, obviously, I'd say my answer would change if I was 25, for example. I'd probably say something like RS6. What are some of the stuff you're going to do to my car? Exhaust is one of it. I'm not really in a hurry to do anything else, but I am thinking of a stage 2. Obviously, downpipes and whatnot on it. I'm getting the exhaust done very soon, but I'm not in a hurry to do anything to this car. I'm really not. Mainly because I think it has plenty of power, and I haven't taken that on track, which is something I want to do. Like, I want to be someone who has quite a fair bit of track experience before I start tuning my cars anyhow, because if you've got all the power but you haven't got supporting mods for it, and like when you take it on track it doesn't actually handle well, you've just ruined a perfectly good car. And cars that come out of factory, performance cars, they've been tuned to like handle well on brutal conditions such as track. And obviously they're not perfect, which is when now you start deciding, oh, I'm going to do this to improve this handling, I'm going to do this so it kind of rotates more nicely and whatnot, so like suspension works and whatnot, not just straight to the thing. But because I watched this guy called Hampshire Photos, and he's stage 2 A45S, he actually tracks it, he's taking it to the Nürburgring, it's really good. So That's why I was thinking I might get the Stage 2 package that EST Performance offers. Is the M140i faster? If we're talking straight out the factory, M140i versus A45S, it'd be a big insult to compare it to this. I'm not gonna lie. Handling wise, you could say no, because you still need an LSD for the M140i to handle really nicely. So out the box factory, it's not even a question. Like this is so clear. Best country for car manufacturers, for me, it's between the Germans and the Japanese. But then I do like the Americans with their raw, like, muscle V8s, like, you know, no nonsense. Like, I really want to own a Hellcat. American, German, Japanese. I don't know, because I like them for all different things. Japanese more so for the uniqueness, like the GR Yaris, I think, perfection. When it comes to the closest rally car you can get with a plate number, it's so clear. Germans, they're just so refined. But you could say they lack character, but that's only with some, like, in the day they just didn't lack character. They literally owned the car manufacturing business. And Americans just do what they want, like, with the big muscle V8 and what, it's lovely. That's what you want. That's, like, you want to hear that sound when you start it up, and, like, your neighbors know, like, you're getting in your car some presents. What inspired you to start content? What stemmed my interest for cars? I think it's always been from young. I was actually scrolling through my camera roll the other day, and I managed to see, like, there are cars on there I forgot to look back at, and I was like, I took photos of this. Like, I actually saw this car and I didn't realize, and I was like, oh. So I've always just been naturally taking photos of cars and, like, had an interest for them and watched car videos. So I don't really know where it stemmed from. I've just always had, like, a natural love for them. Where'd I get the name auto.omo from? OMO is my initials, in case you didn't know. People call me Michael, obviously the M in OMO, and then auto because it's automotive content, so auto.omo. How much horsepower does my car have? 421. How is the suspension on normal UK road? You see, a lot of car journalists complain that on Sports Plus the suspension is too firm, but I genuinely, like, enjoy driving it on Sports Plus because the car is more aggressive, like, it wants to snap at you more. If it's really bad UK road, yeah, it does get a bit skippy and it's not nice, it's not pleasant at all. But the suspension on, like, let's say reasonably well UK roads, like your average UK road, on comfort, more than doable. Sport, yeah, it's good. On Sport Plus, I think it's copable. Like, I've taken this on long drives where I've put it on Sports Plus, and yeah, you do feel a lot more vibrations, but it makes you more engaged with the car. So I like it that way. But yeah, I think that's all the questions. I tried to answer it as quick as possible so it wouldn't be boring for you guys, but I do know how boring it can be just listening to a guy sat in front of a camera, you know. But if you made it to this far in the video, I do appreciate you. Drop a like, subscribe, and thank you. Please share this out to your friends so we can continue building a massive fan base and take this to the moon. Appreciate you guys. In a bit. Tip